get together at this hour.
This is
Thank you so much. I did not
morning.
wake up like this. Hi, guys.
Oh my goodness, fantastic! I need this whole outfit.
Do you love it? Thank you.
You look so good, yeah.
Y'all look good too.
Well, we just rolled out of bed and grabbed what was close.
Whatever was, and we are not a gender reveal with the whole pink.
Okay, well, it looks like it. I like it. Keep it coming.
How's it going? How's it being a Georgia peach? Were you a fan of the show before you joined the cast?
You know, I was, and I feel like I've been a Georgia peach for so long. I went to Clark Atlanta University.
Hey.
You know, I lived in Georgia for a long time, had my kids in Georgia. Okay, paid my taxes in Georgia. So, you know, it's just been a full circle moment, and I'm just so excited that I get to be on this next level of housewife season. It's great.
Right.
Yeah. And for those that don't know your background, you've created a phenomenally successful vegan restaurant, the Slutty Vegan. Love it. It's really become a go-to restaurant, right, for vegans everywhere. Why do you think it's caught on so well?
Because of the name, and I know we can only say the name once. Okay.
I can only say it once. You say whatever you want.
Exactly.
You know, I believe that I created something to help people reimagine food in a way that they've never seen it before. So here it is. People who are meat eaters and who like to eat animals get the opportunity to have something that tastes exactly the same, but no animals were harmed. And I think that I've been able to do that really, really good for the last 8 years.
Especially you got to it when folks were, you know, like, what is vegan? What are we doing? And why can't we find something that tastes delicious?
Right.
That is how I came to find you. So thank you for your service. It was delicious.
Well, thank you. I'm glad you like it. And you know, the fact that I can convert meat eaters to eating vegan, even if it's one time, I really think that it's game changing, and we're making history, like in real time.
I love it. I love it. So you've had some setbacks. You're sort of the true story of grit and resilience. You build this empire, it comes crumbling down, and you build yourself back up. Do you feel comfortable sharing that story with us? Because I think it's really inspirational. I know in the moment it feels like, what in the heck?
Yeah, you know, I really feel like I'm a vessel for entrepreneurs. I built a $100 million brand, had $20 million in debt. Funny, I was in the car. I'm like, damn, most people can't even say that they've had $20 million in debt. If I had $20 million, that mean I had to make way more than $20 million. But I've learned a lot of incredible lessons, and it didn't feel good in that moment. But what I know now is that I'm really a vessel to entrepreneurs, okay? There's so many people who want to grow companies and build multi-million-dollar empires, but don't even have a blueprint. My blueprint is showing you how to get it, how I actually lost it, and how I can get it again. So even me being on Housewives and just sharing my testimony, you know, people can judge and they can have an opinion, but like, I've done some incredible things in my career, and that is not erased just because of some setbacks.
Right. Well, and I'll also tell you that the people that judge are the people that have never had the courage to try to do it in the first place, because those are the only people that would ever judge, because they have no idea how hard it is.
They don't know.
Right?
Yeah, and they pay my bills, so thank you.
So you used to be a TV producer. Now you're on the other side of it, your talent. What is it like to suddenly be produced by somebody else? And do you feel like you've got ideas? You're like, oh, no, that's not how we're producing this part.
It's a little ghetto, okay? No, you know, it's funny because I used to be a television producer for The Maury Show, a casting director for a show called Iyanla Fix My Life, and so many other shows. So what I do really well is media training, and I think I got that working in TV. So when we're doing the show, the difference between doing Real Housewives of Atlanta and any other show, like, I'm not producing myself. This is my real life. Okay, so I don't have to produce that. But off the cameras, I'm like, okay, what are we doing? What is happening?
What's happening next?
Yeah, what is happening next? Just because I'm naturally a producer, but I think I got a cheat code because I know what happens, you know, when you do shows like this. But it's really my real life in real time. You see my husband, you see my family, you see the tears, you see everything. So you can't produce that.
Well, I was just going to ask, in listening to you, can you ever relax? Can you ever settle into it just because you know how the sausage is made?
Yeah, I'm always crying. I think that's a lot of relaxation right there, releasing. But you know, relaxation is just, I'm going through so many changes in my career. And I said that if I decide to do Real Housewives of Atlanta, I'm going to give all of me. I'm not going to hold back. So you'll see the crying, you'll see the laughing, you'll see the sharpness, you'll also see just the full vulnerability. And I want people to see realness. I feel like I'm putting a real back into Real Housewives of Atlanta.
Here.
I like that. And you got to be willing to be an open book for that kind of thing to succeed and feel authentic. You're not just a restaurateur. You're not just on Real Housewives of Atlanta. You're a mom of 5. And you're a wife. Your husband, also a restaurateur. who does the cooking at home?
We both do the cooking. First of all, let me brag on my man for a second. He just made the cover of QSR magazine, the top trade restaurant magazine in the country, top 6 in the country for restaurants, and he's doing incredibly well. We both cook. I make all the sides. I'm not a side chick, but I make the sides, okay? And he makes all the meat. He actually eats meat, so he is the cheesesteak king, and I'm the vegan queen. But we make it work at home, and it's the most incredible relationship that I've ever been in my life. Now, he get on my nerves sometimes, but I love him down, and I'm going to stick beside him. Yes. Y'all are married, so you can relate.
Right, we both are, yeah.
Yes. Anything you can tell us about the next episode that will not get you in trouble?
It is spicy. Okay, very spicy, a little razzle dazzle, and it's real. You get to see inside of my Slutty Vegan. You get to realize that. You know what I learned doing this? Sometimes you may think one person says one thing and it's really somebody else. So there's a lot of revelations that's happening, a lot of trust that's broken. But you got to tune in on Sunday.
Revelations, and she's not talking about the Bible.
Do you ever watch an episode and think, that's not how I remember it? Like, your brain creates a story when something happens, and then later you go back and you see it and you're like, boy, it felt a lot different than that.
Let me tell you something that just happened, okay? Yeah. I thought one person said one thing, and then I realized it wasn't even that person. It was actually somebody else. Ooh. And I said, I know you lying. So you'll see that this Sunday, and I cannot wait to watch this Sunday so I can realize who really said what, who stole the cookies out of the cookie jar. Yes.
Gotta get those cookies back.
Yes.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, guys. So make sure you tune in this Sunday.
Season 17, Real Housewives of Atlanta airs Sundays at 8 p.m. on Bravo, streams the next day on Peacock.